Mr. J Black.
Hex, okay, we coming, you ready or not for the number one spot? So tell me we not. Had a little run, in a bull run. Yeah, it was fun, but now it done stopped. Bitcoin done, Ethereum done. They got a new coin, it's ready to drop. You got an airdrop, get rid of your file. So get you some posts, they gon' give you a lot. Keep a few coins, they give you a copy. We cleaning up, baby, I need me a mop. They know that we up, we winning a lot. The number go up, but where's the top? Up where I'm at, you hear me or not? A year and a half, we been on the top. The haters, they mad, they wanted to stop. They say it's a scam, let me figure it out. Money go in, win a stake in, go pull it out, it's a bigger amount. I do not see what the fuss is about. I think they doing.
Hello and welcome back to KSB TV YouTube channel. I'm your host, Black Hexicans, and today is our ladies stream. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy. Serena, I know you normally change your backdrop, but the green is actually really working with the St. Patrick's Day.
Thanks. Yeah, I just had it set to my regular background, and then I was just ahead, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm wearing green. I forgot, so I had to this. So yeah, I'm super festive today.
That's funny. You would have just been like a little floating head. So before we get into our topic and all that, I just want to check in with you ladies. Go around the room and say how you guys have been. What have you been up to? I haven't seen you guys in such a long time. So let's start with you, Hexpensive.
Well, not much. Just working. I think you see me. I've been doing a lot of snowboarding. I'm always posting about it. So I think we have about another month before most of the resorts close. So I'm trying to get as much in as I can. And, you know, you've met my 4-year-old and he started this year and he's like crushing it, out of control. I mean, he's completely out of control when he goes. He's very fast. I'm proud, but I'm like, it's not going to go well. But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, you gave him the right name. So
right?
What did you expect?
Yeah.
Suzanne, how's things going with you all the way in Turkey, right?
Yes, that's true. So I moved October last year. I moved to Turkey from Germany. And it was the best decision of my life so far. So I really love it here. It's very good food. Nearly every day we have the sunshine. It's already getting spring or summer, so t-shirt or hoodie time. So it's perfect. The people are very friendly. And I moved also with my fashion stuff here. So I'm working on designs when I'm not at the beach with my dogs.
That sounds like the life.
Right? And I
Yes,
know
absolutely.
I've seen you host a couple meetups out that way. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true. That's true. So I'm from time to time I'm in Dubai, and that's why during my last stay I decided very spontaneous. It was Thursday, I think, to do a Hexican meetup and gave a shout out at Twitter. And it was perfect. I met so many beautiful people. We had really much fun. And the next meetup will be in May.
Right.
I heard also about a European meetup in Budapest, Hungary. So I think about to go there too, because I was never there, even if it's relatively near to Germany, but I was never there. So maybe, I will go there too.
Nice.
But that's not mine.
Yeah, no, and I know the guys are going to be doing a European meetup this summer as well. So they'll be putting out dates and information about that pretty soon.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm flying to Germany every 4 weeks.
Oh.
Maybe every 8.
It's still very active in the community. How are you doing, Serena? What's been going on with you?
I'm doing great, thanks. I've got an onboard that I've been helping out for the past week or so, and he ended up investing a lot in Hex, so that's pretty much what I've been up to. And yeah, it's exciting.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's cool because I told him years ago and he never wanted to do it, and then finally he's like, oh, I'm going to take your advice. So even though, not financial advice, but yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Hey, better late than never, and it's still a good price. So
it still is, exactly. And once he got like a whole bunch, the price went up. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So
that's really cool.
You
that's
saw
always fun.
right away, like the gains already right away. But it's funny because he was like, oh, you should have sold it to me harder, or back then years ago.
It's always your fault when people don't listen. It's like, you didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, and I was like, what? I'm like, I told you the exact same things now, except like what, pulse chain? What else is, like I told you the same things then. So it was just funny. But yeah, I'm just excited for him that he got in. So
yeah, thanks for pumping our bags.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
I love hearing stories like that. So today our topic is an interesting topic to me. Not, it's not the technical analysis. We're not looking at charts or anything like that.
God.
We're keeping it social, keeping it on the topics that mean a lot to me and typically to other ladies in the community. So the topic that I wanted to kind of discuss is the idea of relationships in crypto. Right. And there's all types of different relationships. There's relationships with your partner or your spouse. There's relationships with your family. And we'll get into both of those different types of relationships. But I want to start first with the idea of couples in crypto. Right. And the reason why I bring that up is because when people are getting married, when people are entering into a serious relationship, whether they're, cohabitating or having children, you always have this conversation of finances. Are we going to have one bank account, a joint account? Are we going to have separate accounts where you do your own thing? Who's paying the bills? Who's doing this? But a lot of times when it comes to crypto, we just kind of like ignore these conversations, right? Like, who has access to the seed words? Do we just have one wallet? Do you have your own wallet and I have my own wallet? What is it what kind of expectations do you have, in your spouse, in your relationships? So I just kind of want to go around the room and kind of just go off your personal perspective as far as, are you in a relationship? Do you share seed phrases with your spouse? Do you believe in total autonomy where only you have access to your crypto, and things like that? So anyone particularly want to go first, and then we'll just let everybody kind of speak. So if nobody wants
to be the person,
sure. If nobody wants to go first, then I'll just assign it.
Yeah.
So it's you, Expensive. You're up at the top.
Okay. So I've been with my boyfriend, which if you were in Vegas, you probably met him for, I think we just went through our 3-year anniversary. So we actually got into Hex like at the same time. And I heard about it, told him about it. He was like, yeah, sure. Whatever you want to do. So I kind of was like the spearheader of it. And then it's just, hey, looking in the beginning, like, hey, I'm going to put this amount in. So give me this amount. So like we can match it or whatever. But he actually did start his own wallet. I mean, I started it. Here's your seed phrase, and like, I started it for him, but I would say we probably like we're each putting the same amount of money in at the same time, like in our own wallets. And then as things move forward, we created a couple new like different wallets, which worked out well for like the airdrops and stuff. But now we have several wallets and I keep all of the seed phrases. And I don't even know that if I die tomorrow, if he would even know how to like go in and like into state. I don't even know that he would know how to do any of it. Like I'm pretty much the one that does everything, but he's very much involved. Like I tell him, hey, we got a stake ending up. Don't forget to mint our hedron. Like, do all the stuff. Like, but I'm the one that does it. He's right there by my side, but he doesn't actually do any of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really important point because I mean, for you guys, it's a little switched, right? The woman that's kind of taking the initiative in a lot of relationships that I hear about. It's the man was in crypto, but I know my husband, does our crypto or whatnot, but that's like a huge concern that I even have mainly with my kids. But like, if I die tomorrow, will all that money just disappear or will you be able to figure out how to access it?
Yeah, for sure. And if he makes me mad, he doesn't know where the seed phrases are. So ultimately I have the upper hand, but I see us together for the foreseeable future. So I'm not concerned about it, but I
Yeah.
always got my back first. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Do you ever, and I mean, I don't want to speak any negativity into your relationship, but do you think about like what would happen if you guys were to go your separate ways?
I think it's obviously like would cross my mind, but in the past, I've been with people that like it would have been a huge concern to me. But I do think, just Justin coming off like a previous marriage and how he treats his ex-wife, like I think he's a really fair person. So I'm not worried that he would ever be vindictive or, I think if something were to happen to me, like not even just break up, but if something were to happen to me, I think that he would take the money and like make sure that my son got his portion. I think he would even give it to my son's father and like just I think he would make sure I think that he would be super fair about it, but I can't say that for other people I've dated in the past. So I think a lot of your game plan needs to be how much do you trust the person you're with, right? So in this case I feel good about it, but
yeah, good feedback. What about you, Suzanne? Where are you at in your relationship in crypto with your partner?
Yeah. So I'm married since 2 years and we are a couple since 8 years now, and I know him since we are 14. So, yeah, we have our own ledger, but we could have access to every ledger in this house. So also with the seed phrases without any problems. So funny thing is most of the time it's me who's staking or unstaking or minting or whatever or all these sacrifices. So with our hex, for example, we merged some of the liquid hex because small stakes doesn't make sense because of the high fees. So we said, okay, let's put it all on his ledger or my ledger and then stake it. Um, and with the sacrifices, it was me who saw that and said, okay, let's go all in. We were in vacation in this time, so this was a little bit like panic and okay, put all that money in. So yeah, this was with my ledger. So with the airdrop or with the coins, when Pull Chain will launch, yeah, it's me
Yeah.
who's getting everything. And yeah, we are sharing just 50-50. So
Yeah. Does he have easily access to your C words, or do you keep it private, and or can you both
oh
access
no,
if you wanted to?
no, we don't do it. No, we don't do it. Mm-mm.
So just you
But
have the
no,
access?
yeah, so we both have the access. So
Okay.
I'm doing that always on my PC, but he could take my ledger without any problems and yeah, could
Yeah.
encrypt my seed phrases and without any problem. So, but we trust each other in this point absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think it's also because we know each other our whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
maybe this is also a point.
Yep. Trust
Yeah.
trust is huge in this space. And so that's why I'm really interested to get Serena's perspective, because I know that you're not married, right?
But
Um,
one thing I have to add, so he really needs more of that trust because it's me who's doing that every time. So it would be easy if I could grab half of that stuff, sell it. He wouldn't even mention that,
yeah.
right? So it's more him with all that trust and not me in this case.
Sounds like Justin too.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Sorry, go ahead, Serena. I
yeah,
was
no problem.
interrupting.
So Sarita, coming from a perspective of, you have a established crypto portfolio right now on your own, but who knows where the future will lead you? Maybe you'll, be in a relationship where you'll desire to want to get married. Have you thought about whether or not your crypto will just be your crypto, or at some point would you give him access, or would you just encourage him to learn, to build his own portfolio?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. So I always, of course, have the worry, like when you meet somebody and you tell them about Hex and crypto, how do you know from that point?
How soon do you tell them?
Right. There's not, exactly, right. There's so many like sub questions you have to ask to like get the bigger picture, right? So yeah, how soon do you tell them? And then how do you know, if you can actually trust that person and they're not after you just for what you have. So yeah, I kind of like wanting to keep my own shit. So, and then you can have your shit just in case. Cause like, there's people that have been married for years and then like they get divorced and like things go bad. So, and how do you prevent that? So I don't know. Sometimes you can't. So
yeah,
why not be protected? Right. And then there's also like the option of a prenup and stuff, but that's good for only like money you have now and things you have now. But if you have like a 15-year stake and then now you have, you can do whatever you want with that.
Can you word the prenup just like they can't have a certain number of hex because you don't know what the dollar value is going to be.
Exactly. See, I'm not too sure on that.
It.
Yeah, like I don't know, but all I know is like you can't. It's for whatever you have now is what it protects you. So if you have all these gains in 15 years, now that gives somebody access to my shit. It's like no. So like I don't know. That's you have to be so careful, and I don't know. It's hard to to trust people. Yeah. So there's that. There's like more details and prenups. You have to look into it because I don't have all the answers to that. But also considering like how easy it is to make gains in crypto. Yeah, like your question about would you teach them? I would like to teach them so they actually understand. And then even if you do have, let's say, access or we share the wallet, it's like, well, like Expensive Taste, you're saying if you die, you don't know if he knows how to do anything, right? So it's like
yeah, that was a question I was actually going to ask you is if you are single, like and something were to happen to you, like do you have someone in your life that is a backup that
I can't really, I don't know if I should. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, not to like pry into your personal, but is there like, I gave this person one word and I gave 12 friends one word and they have to figure it out.
Yeah, no, I have people that know how to do stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being single and getting a lot of big gains and having to just figure out when you meet someone, like, and have to gauge how serious it is and just like have to go through that. Like, I feel fortunate that obviously I got in at the same time as my partner, but I feel for you because that would be like, that would stress me out.
Yeah. I don't know. Like that's really awesome. Like your situation, like all of you that already have like established, relationships or whatever. Because that's scary, but I don't know. I just think it would be good to have my own stuff and to teach them so that, if something happened to me, that they could take care of it. And then also they build their own portfolio so that
I think that's a good game plan.
Stuff. But I mean, if you're with me, of course, and we're in a relationship, it's not like I'm going to hog all my stuff and be like, I'm never like, no, I'm going to
let them stay in the mansion.
Sorry, what?
I said, you'll let them stay in the mansion.
Exactly. Like it'll be good. So yeah.
Yeah. And it's complicated because crypto is not your bank, right? Like if something happens to you and you're in a relationship, then automatically the bank, gives it to the other person. Or if there is no relationship, then it's like, who's this person's next of kin, right? Like in crypto, being that you are your own bank, you have to do all of your own planning for whatever the future could bring you. In my situation, similar to the Lauren and Suzanne, I'm married, right? Me and my husband, been married many, many, many years. Don't even want to go into how many. Oh, I will say this though. Look at this. This is my oldest child on this cup. She got it for me for Christmas. She will be 17 in a couple months.
Oh my God.
I feel so old, but anyways, getting back to the point, I trust my husband completely, right? But you see marriages fail all the time. You see things happen that no one expected. Someone steps out, then that creates this
knows better than me.
this anger, and it's like, what does stop someone from just saying, well, I know where the seed phrases are. I'm going to go in there, grab them, and then disappear and clean out all those wallets, send the money to a different address. There's really no protection for that, right? Like it's literally
It freaks me out.
It's literally all trust. And so that's why, I'm an advocate of having, yes, 3 steps, right? There's a joint wallet, and that wallet is to protect your family. That wallet is for both people to have full access over. And then there's separate wallets. And as that joint wallet gets bigger and bigger and your portfolio gets, more substantial, then you're sending little pieces of it for this person to have some security and for this person to have some security, to where it's not 100% on trust, right? There is still that middle level of trust, but there is those separate lanes of autonomy, right? Because I feel that it's really important that everybody protect themselves. And then for my separate wallet, he doesn't have access to the seeds, but my oldest child does, right? Or my brother does, or somebody within the family unit that I feel like I can trust. So that's kind of how I'm navigating it. But yeah, like at the end of the day, when it comes to crypto and shared crypto, and it's a lot of trust involved.
And also with like trusting your kids. I mean, of course you have, a good relationship with your kids and, but what if like somebody trusted their kid and then there was one day was just like, yeah, like I'm going to just take all this and take off. Like, how do you know? Some kids are assholes, right? So, I mean, how do you know? Really, like, not saying that, I'm sure your kids are good and everything, but just as an example, like, how do you, sometimes you can't even trust your kid or like, I don't know. So how do you draw that line of like, because there's still going to be trust, right? So I don't know. That's such a, I don't know.
I'd like to.
So in this case, I thought about putting all that money, the coins, in a kind of trust. So nobody, so you don't know what's happening, right? So if you have kids or grandkids, somebody could get addicted or just, act stupid or has a partner who doesn't act very well with the money. So we thought about to put it in a trust. It's a good idea because of taxes, and we can be sure that everybody in our family, our kids, our grandkids, has everything for life, for a living, but not sell everything.
Yeah, and I think
Especially not in the bear market.
Remember how early we are in crypto and
Yeah.
how many new projects will come out, new utility. I would love to see a project that focuses on family, what do you call it? Legacy planning, right? Where maybe it's some type of multi-sig setup where you have to have 2 out of the 4 or 5 people that are listed on the account to both come and sign in order to be able to get funds out or something. But I would definitely like to see more projects that understand the need to support family units in being their own bank, because it's a lot of responsibility, right? But that doesn't mean that we should like move away, because the banking system is, wrecked. The traditional banking system.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
to kind of move, same general idea, but now more broadly talking about our family members, I want to know, have you guys taken it like control for them? Have you set up like maybe your friends or your family members with wallets because they just didn't want to figure out how to do the steps on their own, and now you kind of control their seed phrases and their wallets? Have you done that before yet? Anybody?
I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've done some stakes for my grandkids. And this is from my wallet because at this point of time, my daughter wasn't onboarded so far. So her interest into crypto came a little bit later. She first had to see it with her own eyes, what's happening with HEX.
Yeah.
So now she's absolutely in and she has her own stakes. But for my grandkids, I did it because it was, more than 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I do it. I do it a lot, unfortunately. I've done it for my grandparents, for my brothers, for my uncle, auntie, all these different people in my family that, like, especially before Big Payday, I knew that that was such an opportunity that I refused to kind of
Yeah.
let them miss it. And because of that, I was willing to say, you know what, just send me a couple $100. Just send me what you can send me and I'll
Yes.
buy it for you. And then I set them up wallets and gave them their seed phrases or whatnot. And then I keep it because I'm scared that they're going to lose it because they didn't set it up. So they don't really know how important it is. Right. But
Yes,
at some
exactly.
point, I feel like I need to remove myself. Right. And I'm like, when do you do that? When do you make that decision to say, I'm not your custodian of your assets. You need to be.
Well, I think when it gets to a certain dollar value, I would assume that they would want the control back, you know? So maybe you just wait till they want it. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
You kind of want to wait till they want it, but then also sooner is probably better so that when they have like Pulse Chain and all their copies, it's like, you know, but then that might be a bad thing depending on the person because they might like try and blow all their money or I don't know.
I was gonna say if you wait till they want it, it's like, well, what are you gonna do with it? You're gonna cash it all out?
It's their money.
No, this isn't actually your money. You can't cash it out.
I just mean like for the people that are gonna, you know, be like,
yeah,
a year later they're broke and have nothing, and it's like cool because you.
No, I wasn't even.
Like,
I totally,
yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Like I could see everybody in my family doing that. I really need this card. No, you don't.
You have to like ask them, like, do you want me to also make sure that you don't blow it on something stupid, so I keep your seed phrase for you, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's going to be like a more serious question as time goes on. So like, yeah, that's actually.
Yeah. I've actually made the new rule that I won't help anyone anymore. I won't take anyone's money to buy their coins for them. If you're not willing to learn the steps to do it yourself, then you just have to miss out on this opportunity.
That's kind of where I'm at too.
Yeah, that's where I've got, but I'm still holding on to some old luggage. That I'm like
luggage.
I'm like, at what point am I gonna, just tell them that I because you put yourself at risk too, right? Like, what happens if their bags does go up to $1 million? They look at their staker app, they see $1 million, and then the price drops, and now their thing is like 500,000, and they're like, "Hey, did you steal my money?" Like,
it's your fault. Trust me, if they can say it's your fault, they're gonna say
it's your fault.
Yeah, actually.
So I so very much want everyone to be, understand self-custody and take over their own wallets.
Yeah, people are lazy. You like tell them this great opportunity and they still want you to do it for them. I'm like, I'm literally just giving you the keys to the castle and you just can't go online and watch a couple YouTube videos or something and figure it out. Like, it's just insane to me. So I just got to the point, like, if you don't even want to look into it, you don't deserve it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you can use a translator if you don't speak English so well. That's not the point. So you can even be a customer at in an exchange with not your own language. So that's not the point, right? I cannot understand it.
Yeah.
We had somebody in the family. We tried to onboard him, I don't know, half a year, and then he couldn't even did the whole know your customer process of the exchange because he was not able to translate an email in English just to German and just to reply to an email. So if this is the border,
Yeah.
so yeah, you have to do a little bit.
Yeah.
So I always have some hex liquid because somebody, if I onboard somebody, especially my students, I send them some hex. But if they are not willing to install some apps and yeah, do just a little bit work and research, yeah, you
Yeah.
cannot do anything.
I think
That's not possible. So
yeah.
you can show the way and you can show the results that you already gained, and if this isn't helpful, yeah,
Yeah. I think
nothing
you nailed
works.
it. You nailed my point of where I'm out, right? And that's when they're trying to take money out. I will not take any money out of the centralized exchange for you, because then that becomes my tax problem. so
Right.
so at the point in which you need money out, that's the point in which you need to understand how your wallet works so that you can do it yourself.
And I guarantee you at that point, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, right. It's a different kind of motivation to get money out than to put money in,
For
right?
sure.
If I'm giving you money, then whatever, just take it, do it, hope it comes back. But now that I want it, now I'm interested.
Yeah, totally.
That's a very good point.
That's also scary though too, because then if they make a mistake and like, you know, copy the address wrong or something, it's like, bam, gone. There's all your money, and then it's like your fault again, right? So they have to, yeah. That's, you really have to teach people now so they can, yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys have any odd relationship dynamics from people maybe that you told about Pulse Chain or got to sacrifice in some way?
My relationship. I got in when we were riding that high. I'm boarding everybody from 20 cents to 50 cents. Get on the ship. Pulse Chain's coming. And then it's like, new number, who dis? They call me. But at least I got everyone to stake it. So I'm like, look, it doesn't matter if you staked it for 5 years anyway. You know, it doesn't even matter what the price is. It'll be up by then.
And they're still earning Hex daily, right? So
yeah, for sure. I mean, I did get everyone to stake it, and so I told them just forget about it.
Yeah.
No, I'll remind you.
Yeah, exactly.
It did make for a couple awkward holiday dinners.
Yeah, I get random text messages like every time there's a green candle, like almost like, so I guess that hex is not so bad, huh? Like, come on, man. I've been trying to get you guys in hex since pre-penny, and you decided to buy at 30 cents, and now you're mad at me. Like, come on.
Yeah. And I probably didn't do a great job onboarding someone because I didn't know shit about it when I first started. I was just like every day getting richer on stake wrap. I was like, come on, y'all. No, I want the rich friends. Like, but I like didn't explain it well. I was like, just buy it, stake it. We'll figure it out later. So now I feel like I could have the whole spiel down to really do a solid onboarding job. But at the time, they caught me at a bad time. Okay. We were at all-time high. I was excited. I didn't really know what the hell I was talking about. So, you know, live and learn. Now we got it. All my future onboards will be set up for success.
For sure. Any other? Say hello. I want to say hello real quickly to the people in the chat. We have some awesome people that always support us so much, like War Ants, Hex Nurse, T-Bird, Drix, Checks My Pulse, Rick in the 305. 305, that's Miami, right? Is that the 305? What is the 305? I'm gonna have to check
that. I don't know.
Yeah, Nico, X-Ray Vision. He's always calling us kids. But yes. So any other topics, anything else you guys want to talk about on this idea of relationships in crypto or anything like that? If not
really.
If not, I'd love for Suzanne to show us what she's been working on
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we all know. I don't know if you
Oh,
know, but
oh
we
yeah.
did a fashion show back in September of last year, right? And all of
Right.
the clothes from this fashion show were all designed by Suzanne's art. And to me, that was probably one of the best events, one of the best Hex events that we've had. We had the Hex artists performing on stage,
100%.
all these different content creators or whatever wearing your fashion. Oh, I was right, 305, Miami, Florida. And yeah, and you designed everything and you've continued to put out beautiful work ever since then. So I just wanted to give you an opportunity to share what you've been up to and show us a little bit of what you've been working on recently.
Yeah, thank you so much. So this fashion show was one of the maybe the best evening of my life or the party of my life. So it was just perfect with all my friends around me, and yeah, I could still cannot find words for it. So at the moment, I'm working on a Hex QR code. This is a piece for Balliet brand. Um, you can see it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
That
I
gradient
love it.
is killing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it
And
really works. And this is not the Hex QR code. This is a link to Brandon's all link site. So it's possible to put in any links you want in these QR codes. Also beautiful in silver, by the way, or crystal. So that's also working. And I love it because you can, the people can scan themselves directly to to the sites, and I love it to for onboarding. So it's
So people that are
perfect.
interested, how would they get one of those? To you go to your website and order it?
Oh yeah, you can go to my website and order it, and if you want to have something customized, so I'm doing customized logos also for companies or projects,
Oh,
and
cool.
I'm also doing customized QR codes. So just DM me or mail me. So on my site, Suzanne's.art, you can find everything.
Perfect.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we should just be blasting that website everywhere because it's so amazing. I'm sure there's a ton of people that will want that. So
Are you
yeah,
able to post the link in the comments so someone can just like directly?
yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
Suzanne. If you put it in the
Yeah,
private.
I will put the link in the comments.
Oh, right. Perfect. I know if I posted it, it'll do a hyperlink, but either way, they can just copy it and go straight to your website. And you have hoodies, t-shirts. Are you doing like other apparel as well, like what we saw in the fashion show? Is it all kind of like custom, like by request?
Yes, that's all by request. So of course, I'm doing that, and I'm doing that also at the time. So if people want something special, I do it. Um, but in my shop, I have only the lines with the limitations and not the customized pieces.
Mm, perfect, perfect, perfect.
Yeah. That's enough at the moment. So I would love to do a fashion show again in, I don't know, September, October this year. So I will have more time until then. So I would love it. I don't
Nice.
know why. So we will see at any meetup. So Black Hexican, we should talk about it.
For
You
sure. I
know,
guess,
I love to fly all over the world.
yes. I guess I can go ahead and share with you guys what I've been up to recently.
I know you always have something up your sleeve.
There's always something. So you guys probably, I'm sure you already know about the Hex Cruise that's been happening for a long time. We're probably like a month out, a month and 10 days away. Wow, that is really coming quick.
That's close.
So on the Hex Cruise, we're going to be doing the Hexi Awards, where we will be presenting, our content creators that were nominated with their award if they win, and live streaming that event. So that's going to be an amazing time. But what I'm really excited for is this new phase, this new chapter in my life, in that I am going to be organizing and producing RG3's tour. He is doing a DeFi tour from May through December of this year. We will be hitting up a different city in the United States every month, one city per month, doing like a 1 to 2 day event. So that is very.
Have y'all chosen the cities?
We haven't let the cat out the bag yet. But we have chosen the cities. I mean, it's possible it could change. It's based on, me finding venues and people to work with and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it's pretty set. So we will see what comes out of it.
I'll get it out of you later.
Yeah.
Tell me. I'm just kidding.
And then the final event of that tour will be another cruise in December. And it will be a DeFi cruise where we'll be having a lot of different cryptos involved. So not just Hex centric, but the whole post chain ecosystem or anybody who's interested in collaborating and networking with other crypto enthusiasts.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's
that's perfect. So let's do the next fashion show in December.
Nice.
And
do it on the cruise ship.
That's okay. Yeah. Perfect. Yes.
She's like, we got it. It's established. Oh, what is Susie Q saying? She says, I will be there with my streamer. Nice. That was so awesome. Do you guys remember that at the fashion show? She had like these popper streamers coming out as she walked down. I love that. I love the energy that the community has. So anything going on with you other two ladies that you want to share with us?
Nothing going on over here.
No, nothing for you, Sarita. Nothing going on.
Not really. No, other than onboarding, no, not too much. Just I don't know, relaxing and enjoying life. So yeah.
Can't ask for much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you're streaming.
That too, yeah. Right. Yes, that
Maybe
too.
Share a little bit about that.
Yeah. So it'll be tomorrow. It's every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Me and Lindsay, we do streams just teaching about Hex and breaking it down and simplifying things for people and giving Hex updates and things like that. So we talk about
check it out.
Yeah, we talk about different strategies. Yeah, I guess now it's called minting instead of staking strategies. But yeah, we talk about that and just
awesome,
lots of things. So
yeah. So I want to ask you guys this kind of ender question to kind of back into the talks of crypto, right? Not financial advice, but we do realize that we've been in crypto for a little while. So people do come to us and say, hey, what coins are you looking at? How do I navigate through this space? So if you have someone, in your circle that's looking to come in at this point, pre-post chain, looking to come in, let's say $200-300, what coin are you most interested in? Where are you kind of steering them? Considering that even within the Hex ecosystem, you have options, right? You have all these perpetuals. You have things like Hedron where you can use that to acquire HSI. So where are you kind of steering people?
I always tell people to just get Hex because by having that, you can get your Hedron, and then from that you get Icosa, and then you just keep getting more. So that's cool. You can claim your communist for free, or what else? I don't know, a bunch of different things. You're probably gonna get airdrops, and then just by holding Hex, you get a copy on Pulse Chain. So to me, and then you're also getting your daily rewards and your T-shares. So
you're saying stake it. So then you would advise them to buy the Hex, stake the Hex.
Yeah, like my onboard that just invested a whole bunch. It was over 10 grand, so it's pretty sick. He just staked everything. So he did a ladder, so he's got like 5 years. He's older, so he didn't do like 15-year stakes, but like 5 years, 3, 4, 2, 1, like just to have something every year, and staked so that you know that you're earning your hedron and all your other things you can claim and your copies, and yeah. So
I have a question. When you're telling someone, look, it worked out well that this guy put in like a large chunk right off the bat. Would you tell them, like, if someone was only putting in, obviously, like maybe $1,000 or something, do you say just do 10-year stake, 150? No, or would you, like, at what point, like, what dollar amount would you think someone should invest that they should start a ladder? Because I was bad, like, I didn't know what I was doing when I started, so I started like baby, it was dumb, but I wasn't really explained it very well. And then later I was like, this is so dumb because the fees were so high, right?
okay,
So
yeah.
now I know, like now it's like I won't even probably do a stake if it's like under 25,000 hex, like on the low end. But yeah, like I did it wrong in the beginning. And so if you were giving someone advice that was staking it and they had $1,000, what would you suggest?
Well, if it's $1,000, I would say a longer stake just to maximize the rewards. And
yeah, just one stake. Yeah. And then I guess at what point would you tell them to ladder?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would say like start your first stake. Maybe it depends on your like, if you're older, you can't say, oh yeah, start a 15-year stake, right? So, but yeah, I would say like if you only had $1,000 and you want to just do like one stake, because there's no point to breaking up $1,000 to make multiple stakes. I would say like start with a 5-year one if that's good, just to give it time to like, it's just a good length of time.
Yeah.
Any other way to make money is like usually not less than 5 years. So I would say if it's only 1,000, start with a 5-year stake. And it's also start with 5. So the next stakes after that, if you keep investing more, you can do like 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. Just have your first stake out as long as you could, just so it can make you the most, I guess, maximum yield and rewards. So.
Awesome. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I know you're good at onboarding, so I just wanted to.
I'm interested in the fact that you kind of looked at $1,000 like chump change a little bit, right?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think that.
Yeah,
I don't think that.
but I kind of want to see what do you feel like USD value is the minimum that you should put into a ETH based stake, right? Because it's not as much of an issue on Pulse but Ethereum, we realize that the gas fees are high and can continue to get higher. So what's that like minimum amount that you would start a stake with?
I don't know. I'd say maybe 1,000, unless, and maybe
really?
more. I don't know. I guess it depends on, because like you don't know what the stakes could be. If you go to end that in 5 years, is that going to be like $800 to end that stake, and then
right? But what will the price appreciation?
Yeah, the price would be crazy, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends. Like that's kind of hard to. I don't know.
I think in my head, I don't mean it's like $1,000 isn't a lot, because I think anybody that has any extra money should be able to put in whatever they can. But I think back when I was doing the majority of my onboarding at the bad time, it's that the fees were so high, even to swap or stake or do anything, that like I would almost tell someone if they had a couple $100, okay, well save a couple $100 out of your next few paychecks, and like once you have 1,000, let's put it in, just because it's one. It's hard to add to it and pay these fees every time. But if we can just do it once, then the fee doesn't seem as bad on a bigger chunk, But I mean, I guess with the fees right now, like not being crazy, then you can do a lot less. But back then, that was my advice.
Yeah. What do you think, Suzanne?
Yeah, 100% agree with Serena. But 2 years ago, I did this birthdays, this the stake for the birth of my granddaughter. So I did it 15 years, and it was 300 USDC. So, and now it's, I don't know, 6,500, and I think that's still a lot. And it will grow with the 15 years. That's okay, but not so long term, so middle term or short term. Yeah, I don't know. 1,000 is minimum, I would say. So I tell my students, because they are still young, I say, okay, 500, you should stake. But yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. I just, from experience, I did so, but this was, around big payday. I want to say like right after big payday. for Christmas, I decided that I wasn't going to buy my family any Christmas presents, right? Like, it's so many of us, the most that we're going to spend on a Christmas present is probably like $50. I'm not giving each one of you $500 gifts. So $50, I was like, what am I going to buy you that you won't just like throw in the corner, right? Just like some blankets, some pillow, whatever it is. So I decided to buy each one of them $50 worth of hex. And I wanted them to actually see it accumulate more hex. And I wanted them to, you know, like track it on the staker app. And so I figured if I didn't stake it, then, you know, they wouldn't have the full understanding of what was happening. They wouldn't see it go from 1,000 hex to 1,050 hex, whatever it was, right? So I staked each one of them $50, and then the price went up a lot from when I staked it, to where when it was time for them to unstake it, maybe like a year later, that $50 had became hundreds of dollars, right? And so their end state, being that it wasn't a 10-year stake, it was just like a year stake. I want to say the end stake fee ended up being like $35, $40. Yeah, on a $50 investment, that sounds crazy to pay $40 in fees. But what they were taking out was upwards of $300, $400, right? So then to me, that was worth it. Right now, it's a little bit different of a time. Gas fees are, you know, somewhat higher. But at the same time, I hesitate to say that you need $1,000 to stake, right? I feel like to me, it has a lot to do with how long the stake is going to be. If the stake is going to be 15 years, I don't really see a problem with staking a couple $100, because in my mind, the price appreciation over 15 years should make that worth it. If it is a shorter time frame, then the staking fees aren't going to be as expensive. So then you still have a little bit of flexibility. So for me, I'm like somewhere between $300 and $500 is like my minimum stake amount. But honestly, I don't stake $1,000 altogether that often, because I do try to. I look at the charts of when big stakes are coming out. I try to look at market cycles as far as when I think the bull run will be here, and then I try to, you know, put my stakes like right in front of that, right? Or something like that. Right now, what I'm doing a lot is not encouraging new people to buy hex, if I'm being honest. And the reason that is because I want them to get exposure to T-shares without paying any fees. So for me, I like Maxi, I like Desi, and I like Lucky. To me, Desi is absolutely the best buy, because it's priced under hex. And we do know that if you are in it for the long run and you're willing to hold those those Desi all the way to that 10-year claim period, it's a 1-to-1 hex. So anytime the price plus all the T-share, all the hex that has been accumulated on that stake. So anytime the price of Desi, Lucky, or Maxi is under hex, I'm gonna buy it. Like, that's a great deal to me. It's like buying cheap hex. And then I'm also really bullish or excited about the Hedron HSI auctions. That is a great way to buy cheap T-shares just by watching those auctions. And, you know, it's a simple calculation to see how many Hedron you would need to bid on it. It shows you when the hex stake was started, how many hex is there, and if it has any bonus Hedron attached to it. I'd love to be able to say that, you know, you can still benefit off the Hedron system by staking today, but it's not that accurate in my opinion, just because you no longer have access or the option to be able to get any type of multiplier. And if you look at what your stakes accumulate Hedron wise without a multiplier at the price of Hedron now, like you're better off just buying the Hedron off the market. Maybe 5-10 years from now, when the price of Hedron has also gone up, you know, it'll be more attractive. But right now I'm just like, you know, get T-shares in other ways. Like I'm a T-share maxi.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's kind of, where I am in the ecosystem. But I also, want to prepare people for post chain, for the opportunities that are there. And I think that being liquid may give you a little bit more opportunity to leave Ethereum and to put, more of your funds on the post chain side than staked HEX. So,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We're all just really quiet.
I love.
You're doing such a good job. Just keep telling me more.
I'm distracted by your face.
This one's like bothering me because it's like falling off.
You're very awesome. What are you drinking, Suzanne? What time is it over there?
Oh, it's let me check.
Happy hour.
No, that's not correct. Wait. Yeah, we have 11 p.m. So I'm drinking red wine.
Wow. I can't believe it's so late. That's awesome though. So, but no, this was a great chat. Anytime I get to hang out with the ladies on stream, it's always a good time. So,
Absolutely.
Final words we're wrapping up here. We basically hit that hour point. Anything that you guys want to shill or, where people can find you, your most active social media or anything like that. Let's start with Serena.
Okay, so yeah, tomorrow night, Vibra Finance channel or my channel, Lindsay and I will be streaming. That's 9:00. And for my social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, it's all Serena Alonzi, just like how it's spelled on the screen. So yeah.
Perfect. Suzanne?
Yeah. I would love to join you, but it's in the middle of the night and I cannot get it. I always sleep it, and it happens, I don't know, 2 times, 3 times. I'm really giving up now. But yeah, next day, so I will watch it later.
Cool.
I'm so sorry
Oh, no worries.
that I always missed it.
That's all right. So where's your most active social media that people can find you on?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mostly at Twitter. So okay. I'm every day at Twitter, and I don't know, every second day I try to join some spaces. Yeah, that's where you can find me, or Instagram, on my website, suzannes.art, but I'm daily at Twitter.
Nice. Perfect. Expensive?
Yeah.
That's pretty much me too. I have an Instagram, but I don't use it. But I'm always running my mouth on Twitter, so you can find me there. And my handle's at expensive tea, expensive taste, whatever. You'll find me. And yeah, I don't have anything to shill. I don't really do anything. I don't really stream unless Caitlin asks me to, and I'll always stream with her. But yeah, I'm just lurking around.
I love it. Before we close out, I want to answer Susie Q's question. She says, what is the difference between lucky pools and stakehouse sack pools? So I have to be real honest with you. I have not done my deep dive into stakehouse. I do know that they are pulling like the Lucky protocol, like the Lucky Decimaxi. I know that they pull to do HEX Stakes, but they've got some interesting other tokenomics at play with like a bonus percentage if you sack to something else. I'm not sure, so I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. Lucky is a 7-year stake. I know that. Lucky is a 7-year stake. Deci is a 10-year stake. Maxi is a 15-year stake. This group, the Dip Catcher Gold Key group that has created those, I know they're working on another project. I believe it's called Pool Party. So you might be combining the two ideas, lucky pools or whatnot. So I'll have to, try and get more information about what that pool party consists of. But yes, Lucky and Deci and Maxi are already coins on the market that you can buy that's already working T-shares. So that's my little thing on that.
It's the Maxi airdrop, right? Is it
Say
the
that,
Maxi airdrop?
the Maxi airdrop. Oh, that's what the
Yeah,
pool party is.
yeah,
Yes, maybe so. Yes, because
yeah,
I do know I did see a post that said if you are holding onto Maxi or the perpetuals, then you'll be
right.
able to get this new airdrop. So yes, two very good projects that are happening right now that I'm gonna have to do some more research and get that information out to you guys, see what's going on with those two protocols. Thanks, Suzanne. So
Perfect.
all right, guys, we have come to the end of our stream. Once again, I want to say thank you to the chat for being here. Thank you to you, beautiful ladies on screen, for being here. Can't wait to do it again sometime in the future. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Thank you so much.
Goodness.
Bye.